So today's focus is going to be on two things. We're going to talk about self-compassion. We're going to do some hypnosis related to that. And we're also going to talk about what Wednesday's Zoom is going to be about, which is about telling your story, but changing your story in a way that frames it as something that is an important part of the meaning in your life. So today's going to be relaxing. Like I said, it's just going to be mostly hypnosis and that. But I do want to talk a little bit about compassion. And I found a great quote on compassion. Let me see if I can share my screen. I tried to set it so the recording isn't going to show everyone. So let me find this quote here. Let me see here. My brain is a little slower tonight, so I appreciate your patience on that. Appreciate that. So here we go. Hopefully you can see that. So I love this quote. It is, I learned that sometimes there's very little in life we can control, but one thing we can always control is how we treat ourselves. And that one thing can change everything. And I love that. And we're going to give some journal entries this week to help promote some self-compassion, self-love. But, we often, I think, look at the things maybe we've done in toxic relationships, or we regret maybe being in them so long, not seeing certain things, putting up with things that we shouldn't have put up with. And some of you, for those that have read my book, you know that, and there's a part of the book where I talk about beating yourself up and how beating yourself up is kind of like a boxer in the middle of a boxing match, and the boxer is trying to win this fight, and every time the boxer gets punched, they punch themselves as a way to punish themselves. And this is what happens when we don't have this self-compassion. We start to beat ourselves up. And the thing about beating ourselves up is that when we beat ourselves up, it makes us want to feel good. It makes us want to not feel the shame, not feel the guilt. So what do? Well, when we start beating ourselves up, we go back to old habits. We start to do the things, the old addictions, the old things that make us feel good, that used to make us feel good using the bad habits. So, and it's hard because like at some level, we almost are like, but I have to beat myself up. If I don't beat myself up, I might do it again. But see, I think the opposite's true. And, I think even the research shows the opposite's true. Beating yourself up, if beating yourself up worked, we would obviously have no problems, right? So beating ourselves up never leads to the outcome that we think. And this is where self-compassion and self-forgiveness come in. So what we're going to do is we're going to lead everyone in some hypnosis. And so I just want to explain a little bit about what hypnosis is, how you can do it. So there's no need to have your video on at all. I'm just going to walk you through the process. So a little bit about hypnosis. There's no right or wrong way to do hypnosis. And now the way I've experienced hypnosis is when I'm under hypnosis, I remember it kind of slightly like a dream. Time becomes distorted. So like I can be under hypnosis for maybe an hour and it feels like 10 minutes. I remember a lot of it. I don't remember all of it. And it's kind of dreamlike. That's how I experience hypnosis. Some people experience it very differently. Some people, it just feels like a really intense imagination exercise. Others don't remember anything of it. There's no right or wrong way to do it. And just keep in mind too, it's completely safe. They've done research where you can't be made to do anything in hypnosis that you wouldn't otherwise do. They tried to get people in this one study to touch what they thought was a hot stove while under hypnosis, and no one would do it. Not that you're going to be asked to do anything difficult in this hypnosis anyway. It's going to be about self-love and self-compassion. Of course, that may actually be difficult for some of us, right? It might be easier to embrace touching a hot stove than actually loving ourselves and having some compassion. So that could be the case. But I just want you to know there's not going to be anything harmful. It's going to be hopefully very relaxing. And it's going to be, like I said, it could be a dreamlike experience. It could be a deep meditative experience. So Let's go ahead and get started. You don't need your camera on. In fact, just relax. You can sit down, you can lay down, however, whatever's comfortable for you. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started here. And I do apologize. I probably sound a little different. Like I said, I'm dealing with I'm dealing with some COVID issues here, so I do apologize for that. So let's go ahead and get started here. Let's go ahead and begin by bringing your hands to your heart and closing your eyes and just simply notice your breathing. And just right now, just notice the way that your hands feel on your chest. Just feel the sensation of the hands touching your chest and how relaxing that feels. Maybe you put your hand to your chest a lot during the day, but you never really mindfully pay attention to it. Just become aware right now of the in-breath that you take and how that naturally just leads to the out-breath. And then that leads to the in-breath again. And how that's circular. And now just notice the sensation of being supported by the surface beneath you, whether you're sitting on a chair, or lying on a bed. Just become aware of what that feels like. And just realize that right now there's no place to be, nowhere to go, nothing to do except to be right here, right now, in this place, or in this feeling of a place where all is well. And just relax into this moment. Now I'd just like you to imagine a wave of relaxation just washing over your body from the top of your head down to the soles of your feet. Just imagine that wave of relaxation. Just give yourself permission to be more relaxed than you've ever been and recognize this is a safe place. As that wave goes down from the top of your head, through your neck and down through your chest and down to your gut and to your legs. Let that gentle, soothing comfort just wash over your jaw, relaxing the muscles around your jaw. Just feel how good that feels. Let the tongue just relax. Let the tongue kind of spread out and stretch out. And as the tongue relaxes, that helps quiet thoughts that might come to your head. Just imagine your tongue going flat kind of in the back of your mouth and how relaxing that feels. As you relax to be here right now. And that is comfortable and pleasing to you. You can just keep your hands on your heart. Or anytime you wish to relax, you can just put your hands in some place that's more comfortable, whatever's more comfortable for you. And just know that the more relaxed you are, the more healing and self-compassion you'll experience. And the more healing and self-compassion you experience, the more deeply you'll relax now. Just feel how good it feels to let go of all the stress and tension. To relax so deeply that you may even have trouble paying attention to my voice, and that's all right. Your unconscious is paying attention. And I'd like you to imagine you're walking down a pleasant and beautiful street. If you couldn't see it or visualize it, that's fine. If not, just imagine what it's like to walk this street. You can feel your feet as you walk. The temperature of the air is just right. The weather's perfect. And the street feels so comfortable and safe. And as you walk, you notice a series of shops ahead. And they seem to appear as if by magic, and you intuitively know that there's something magical about these shops. And you notice a feeling of excitement, and beneath that excitement is a deeply peaceful stillness and trust. And you approach that first shop, and it's so inviting. Before you step in, you look at the sign above the door, and it says, "The Spa of the Mind." And intrigued, you push that door open, and you're greeted by the kindest, most peaceful person you've ever encountered. And you automatically know that this person knows exactly how to give you what you need the most, even if you're not fully sure what it is. And this person leads you to a safe, secluded room that seems to have been decorated just for you. And as you walk into the room, you know that you'll walk out a different person because you're about to experience deep healing and freedom. And you walk over to that place where you're meant to sit or lie down, and as you relax down onto the surface, you just immediately experience deep, comfortable relaxation. And remember, this room is made just for you. Just have a look around and see what this room is all about. You can choose if you would like the person who led you into this room to stay and guide your experience, or if you'd like to be alone as you simply relax and experience healing. You sink into the surface beneath you, and it feels as though you're completely enveloped in safety, worthiness, and unconditional acceptance. And just feel what that feels like to be in this spa of your mind, just deeply relaxing. And from this safe place, you notice a small TV on the floor across the room. The picture is black and white and a little grainy. You can just barely tell what's playing on the TV. And this TV contains scenes from the past. Maybe when you did something you regret in your relationship, when something happened that made you feel embarrassed, upset at yourself, or unworthy of deep happiness and love. And now you can see yourself on that grainy black and white TV screen in the distance. And from this place of peace and comfort, you allow a deep sense of love, compassion, and forgiveness to well up inside your body right now. And as you look at that TV and see that scene, I just want you to now feel the love, compassion, and forgiveness filling your heart, filling your mind, flooding your entire being, so that you're so full of compassion that it spills out into the room you're sitting in. And compassion flows out of you with every breath. And when you look back at that old scene from the past on that TV screen, you realize that love, compassion, and forgiveness have flowed into that screen in a way that has changed it forever. I want you to do that right now. I want you to look at yourself on that screen and just become aware that the younger version of you, even if it's just a few months younger, is completely filled and encased in deep healing love, compassion, worthiness, self-forgiveness, and self-acceptance. And as you watch that screen, I just want you to see the person in that screen change. Notice the person in that screen. You have a peaceful look on your face. And you become aware of the peace inside your body in that scene. And now look at the TV and tell yourself I forgive you. However that looked, you can vocalize that in your mind. Look at that screen and say, I forgive you. I love you. You're worthy. And it's safe to let this go. And you realize now that the transformation you expected when you walked into this room is taking place in this very moment. And now I want you to become aware of a remote control that's right next to you. And just pick up that remote control and click that and see another scene from the past, another scene that used to bother you or make you feel unworthy or guilty or unloved. I want you to see that scene, and I want you to realize that this scene too has also been transformed. To see yourself in that scene, feeling the love, compassion, worthiness, acceptance, and forgiveness. And that the transformed TV has transformed this scene as well. And I want you to just begin flipping through the channels faster and faster. Just see it completely flipping through. You can barely see what's on there. I just want you to see every single scene where you've ever felt less than completely loved or accepted, worthy and forgiven has now been transformed and healed by the beautiful healing energy that's now permeating this room. Permeating your mind and body, permeating the old TV. And every single moment of your past life. Just feel how good that feels. To have that compassion and love for yourself. To see yourself in that scene. Loved, lovable, worthy, accepted, free. And now just go ahead and turn off that TV. And become aware that you are free. When you walk out of this room, those old feelings of guilt, shame, and unworthiness will be gone forever. I think we can agree those feelings are pointless. Even the harder you try to remember what it was like to feel those things, the further away they go, replaced by this deep knowledge that you are worthy, you are loved. So you stand up and walk out the door. And look back at the TV and say, thank you for the transformation that's taken place. And as you walk out the door and you close it firmly behind you, you look back and you realize it's completely disappeared. Those things from the past are now permanently sealed in love and peace. And walk toward the door of the shop. And just before you go out to the street, you look at the person who greeted you, that kind, peaceful person, and say, thank you. And realize this person is you. The kindest, wisest, highest part of you has guided you to healing. And as you walk to the next shop, you realize your name is above the door. And just see your name above this door. It's a clothing shop. And everything is custom tailored to you. And you start to get a little bit of excitement as you push that door open. And you're greeted by several shopkeepers who are there just to serve you. And each shopkeeper is holding a different piece of clothing. One has a shirt, one has pants, one's holding the perfect pair of socks, one's holding shoes, another holds an invisible hat. Even though you can't see it, you can sense that it's there, that it will fit perfectly. And one shopkeeper is holding an invisible pair of glasses, and you're excited to find out what happens when you try these on in a few moments. And they bring all these items into a spacious, well-lit changing room and lay everything down on a beautiful table. And they walk out and close the door behind you. And you're enveloped in a sense of safety, deep peace, and anticipation. And there's a large full-length mirror in front of you, and you sense the changing room is being filled with the same love, compassion, and acceptance and worthiness that you felt in the last shop. And as you stand in this changing room, just bring your hands to your heart and feel love welling up inside. And just send that love to the reflection in the mirror. And as you see yourself in the mirror, just notice that your reflection sighs with relief and accept that love. And go ahead and just see yourself taking off your clothes and look at your body with a deep feeling of love, acceptance, worthiness, and gratitude, and thank your body for the way it served you over the years. And just look at different parts of your body and just say thank you. Express gratitude for your heart for beating, your lungs for breathing. Just really connect with the gratitude for your body that maybe you've never felt ever in your life. And you look over at the changing table and pick up the pair of pants, and you notice the label says, "I love myself," in the waistband. Just put these pants on, feel them slide up your legs and over your belly button. And as you put these pants on, just say, "I love myself," over and over. And pick up the shirt and put the shirt on and just say, "I love myself. I love myself. It's safe to love myself. It's right to love myself." And now put on the socks and shoes, sending deep gratitude to your feet, ankles, and even your toes, all the while repeating, "I love myself. I love myself." And you remember the magic hat and glasses, but don't put them on just yet. As you hold the hat in your hand, you know that this hat will cleanse your thoughts of any old remnants of unkindness toward yourself that might still linger. And it will replace and infuse your mind and thoughts with deep worthiness, self-acceptance, and self-compassion. So now take a deep breath and put that invisible hat on your head. And just feel your thoughts being cleansed. This magical invisible hat. And feel that self-love radiating down from your head and into every cell of your body. Now bring your hands to your head and say, "Thank you. I love you." And now bring your attention to the invisible glasses. Now hold them in your hands, but don't put them on just yet. These glasses are very special because they change the way that you see things. They change the way that you see yourself. And these glasses can fit over your own glasses if you wear them, and nobody else can see them, but you can always sense they are there from now on. They allow you to see yourself through the eyes of love and compassion. And when you see yourself through the eyes of compassion and love, everything changes. You look at others through the eyes of love, the world looks more beautiful, life looks more beautiful. So in a moment when you put those glasses on, you'll immediately notice that colors seem a little more vibrant, clear, and beautiful. When you look at yourself in the mirror, and even when you think about yourself, you'll notice a gentle, compassionate love. You will love every part of your physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional self. So go ahead and put those glasses on now and just look around and imagine the colors becoming more vibrant, the world becoming more beautiful. And look at yourself in the dressing room mirror and stand in awe of the magnificent, worthy creation that's you. Now hold your hands to your heart and send light and love to the reflection in the mirror with a deep, heartfelt thank you, I love you, you're worthy, you're enough. And now walk out of the dressing room. And as you walk out of the shop, you're greeted by the shopkeepers. They light up. They're excited for you. You can hear their voices say, "You are loved. You are worthy. and you're enough. Now we're going to go into one more shop briefly. And this shop is going to contain trinkets and items. So go ahead and start walking toward this shop. It's like an old antique shop. And these symbolize all the beauty in your life. The beautiful moments you've experienced up till now are in this shop. And many of these beautiful items represent the amazing things that are going to come, because today is the first day of the rest of your life. And what if the rest of your life is going to be the best of your life starting today? You know, there's one specific thing here for you that's just for you. And so I want you to, as you're in this shop, whatever comes to mind, I want you to find an item that is symbolic of the love and compassion that you have for yourself and that you're going to have for yourself from here on out. Whatever item comes to mind. And I want you to take that item and pick it up. And I want you to hold that item to your heart. And I want you to say thank you. And this symbol is a symbol for you to remember self-compassion and self-love. In any moment when you're tempted to not forgive yourself or not have self-compassion, this symbol will be a reminder to remember you are worthy, you are enough. From now on, every time you don't feel like you're enough or you go to beat yourself up, you'll remember this symbol. So go ahead and take that item with you and go ahead and walk out of the shop. And I want you to just look at that sunny street one last time. And I want you to thank your unconscious mind for sending you on this journey, for the relaxation and insights. Just take in the beauty of this scene. Just become aware of your breathing right now. Become aware of the feeling of the air on your skin. In a moment, I'll count from 1 to 5, and with each number, you'll feel more optimistic, more worthy, more loved. And that feeling will increase day by day, moment by moment. You'll come back to a normal waking consciousness. 1, 2, feeling 3 times better. 4. Now go ahead and open your eyes. And 5. So hopefully, excuse me. So what we will do next is, we're almost out of time. I'm going to quickly share a few journal questions this week related to compassion, and also talk a little bit about Wednesday. So let me go ahead and get the PowerPoint up. So Wednesday is on Valentine's Day, which I think could be a triggering time for people. So it'll be a good time to meet. Let me get the screen share up here. Okay. So for this week's journal reflection questions, if I were to treat myself the way I treat others that I care for, how would my behavior and attitudes toward myself differ? So if we gave ourselves the same level of compassion that we gave others, how would we be treating ourselves differently? And what are 3 events, traits, or behaviors that I have that can make it difficult for me to have compassion on myself? And for some, it might be more than 3. So in preparation for Wednesday's Zoom, what Wednesday Zoom is going to be about is this is your chance to share your story, because I think it's useful for everyone to just, share a brief kind of summary of the story, why we're here, what happened. So that's your chance to do that. But we want to put a little bit of a twist on it. It's going to be, so you can prep for this if you want, if you have time, before Wednesday, you can prep for this. And this is to write down your relationship story, but focus on finding 3 to 5 things that you learn from the relationship and how this relationship can be thought of as a part of your purpose and empowered self from here out. What this is going to do is there's actually research, and some of you guys may know I shared this on lives occasionally, but they did research on people who've been through significant trauma. And what they found is that the story plays a huge part in whether someone experiences post-traumatic growth or post-traumatic stress. And the one thing the research found is that finding purpose and meaning in the trauma is a significant part of healing and post-traumatic growth. So as you work on that, you can, it's important to direct it in that way. Okay. And guys, I want to say thank you for coming. And I probably sound like I am not feeling well because I am not feeling well. So you're probably like, I've never seen him that low key, but it's because I'm not feeling too well. But well, you're welcome, Alicia. And guys, I just want to say how much I appreciate this group. I mean that. And John and I are very grateful for all of you. And we will see you on Wednesday. Okay. And this recording will be available. This recording will hopefully be available probably by tomorrow afternoon. So everyone have an amazing night, and we will hopefully see some of you on Wednesday. I'll talk to you guys soon.